This is a HeadGum podcast.
This ain't that long-term vision and invest. This is time to get that cake quicker than Sexton. If you about that fast money sensation, it's time to open up your ears to Twinnovation. Getting Oprah money, getting Oprah's money. Getting Oprah money, getting Oprah money. Getting Oprah money, getting Oprah's money.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Twinnovation podcast. I'm your host, Mike Baby Bear Karnell. I have bad eating habits. I'm here with my esteemed colleagues, my oldest and best friends in the world, and identical twin brothers. To my left, David Rosenberg.
Howdy.
All right. To my right, Jeff Rosenberg.
Hey.
Hey. All right. We can work on that intro later, Jeff. It's a little peppy. I didn't care for it.
Okay.
Positive guy. You might know them from some Jake and Amir's, from some podcasts, from Jeff's college humor days. They're good dudes, and we're just we kind of blackmailed Jake and Amir, and they hooked us up with this setup. They bought us a bunch of Zoom recorders and some headphones, and here we are.
You probably actually know me from being the captain of my cross country team in high school. Jeff, how did you do with that little captain speech you did?
Not well. I remember I came up with a really bad motto, and I don't know.
Wait, this was at a end of the year banquet?
No. This is people are vying for the cross country captain position.
Oh, it's like an
which
election.
Is cool, yeah, it's cool. It's fun. So you get in front of the podium and you give your little speech and you say your little bullshit about
what was
bullshit
your,
sport that no one cares about.
I hope this wasn't your speech, but that's why it didn't work.
This was what it was.
I'm paraphrasing. I think I came up with I wanted to have more fun on the team because it was at the end of the day it was a lot of running, and running's not to me the most fun thing in the world.
Yeah.
But it was running is funning, and it just
That was your slogan.
That was your
Yeah,
slogan.
that was
Is
your
running was
is
funny.
Yeah, that was your
And then
slogan.
I got a lot of
Okay.
kind of shakes.
Yeah, I
from the
mean, I'm
crowd.
sure you
They
lost the crowd immediately.
Yeah, they didn't no. They also didn't respect me as an athlete. I think that was the main thing.
Yeah, I mean, you were bad. I mean, did they have JV cross country, or they just let you hang around because you knew Dave?
That was his nickname, was JV.
What was your counter to that, Dave? Did you win the captaincy?
Yeah, I was one of 7 captains.
It was a hard-fought election. At the end of the day, me and the 6 other best qualified nerds that were scared to do contact sports were voted captain.
That's fair.
Look, the thing about business, when it comes down to it, is the man who's willing to go out on a limb, the man who's willing to fail, is the one who gets. I mean, I guess they. If there's enough
Okay,
hours
Jeff, I'm
in the
going to cut
day,
you off there. Jeff, I'm just going to cut you.
You can build up. There's always tomorrow, right?
This was
there's
your
always
captain's
there's always
speech.
tomorrow.
I'm going to cut you off, Jeff. But you made some good points, and that's what this podcast is all about: is finding.
I don't think he made any good points.
He did. If we keep treating him like that, he's going to walk out. We have to get him. You did good. You had your shoulders straight.
Validation. I'm good right now. Straight up. I'm good. I'm the leader of this podcast. You can be the host, but I'm the head. If this is a company,
Jeff,
I'm number 1, or at the very least 1.5,
but
maybe 2. Not 2, 1.5.
Bud, you come for my spot, I'm going to knock your block off.
Okay.
I run this shit.
Okay.
That's how you take your weak-ass captaincy speeches. Sit over there, talk when you're spoken to. Don't ever come at me like that, dog. Ever. Ever. All right, that's a good point, though, Jeff. We're here to talk about business. As flimsy as his arguments are and how hunched his shoulders get when he's asked to give a speech, he made some good points. And that's, business takes some leadership. Guys, so here's the deal. Each week we'll take turns presenting a hustle, a scheme that we're trying to get off the ground. And we'll critique each other's schemes, we'll improve them, we'll poke holes. Sometimes we'll decide to invest. Other times we'll tell each other that you're stupid and you didn't do enough research and I don't want any part of this. And in general, we're just out here hustling. We call this the ground floor. We're workshopping. We're looking to get out of the daily grind, guys. We want to run our own company. we want to hustle. We want to be on Shark Tank. We want to be on Kickstarter. We want to be on Indiegogo. We want to be on all those things. And it all starts with an idea. It starts with a light bulb. Edison, he saw an apple fall from a tree. He was like, hey, light bulbs. And that's how it all started.
I don't know if that's...
Shut up.
I think it was Tesla, too. Didn't Tesla do something?
Tesla invented apples.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I've heard that.
Yeah. So, guys, along those same lines, like, we're here for a hustle. Like, let's get there. Like, speak now or forever hold your peace. Who wants to go first? Their best hustle that they're currently working on. I got a few of my own, but I'll let you guys take the floor here. Who wants to go?
I guess I can start. I've been stealing money out of your wallet when you pass out.
Son of a
You
bitch.
drink a lot, and it's fairly easy, actually. And then I just send myself money on Venmo. This podcast brought to you, again, by Venmo. Check it out, guys.
It's mainly just $5 bills and, like, Subway club cards that I never finished. Just, like, it's weird because they have two that are, like, $6 each, and if I had just stuck with the one, I would have gotten a free sandwich.
Someone's got to get into... this is a good idea. Someone gets
Scheme
into
it.
the custom stamp game.
Yep.
You know when you go to a club, you hit the spot and they stamp your shit. Or from what we were talking about, sandwiches, the stamp cards. We just make the stamp that's the 10th sandwich, the free 10th sandwich.
It's
And
such
then
a
you get-
sad
I'm
thing
sorry,
to
this
do,
is a
though.
custom... I mean, this is a
so
custom
alright, so you
stamp?
go to, because you go to Subway, sometimes they do punches, sometimes they do stamps. Mm-hmm. So you just you do a recreation of the stamp, and then motherfucker be eating for free all of a sudden.
So I just want to rewind. I'm not saying it's a good or bad idea. I just want to make sure
It's a bad idea.
I'm getting it. Let's hear
You
about.
don't need to rewind it.
You want to essentially, like, it's not that you're making a new company and you're making new stamps. You want to find out what the stamp is at Subway, or find out what hole puncher they use,
Right.
steal it or replicate it.
And
Yeah,
save
there's a
and
big
like
forum.
bring-
Everyone uploads whatever design or whatever word that's used on the stamp. You send it out. You blast it out to the people. You can print out your own card if it's. For
I mean,
a
this
sandwich.
is fraud. I do want you to know that if you stay.
Yes, yeah.
I think. I think it's a good idea. I don't know if you're gonna get rich off it. You might save like $5.
I ain't trying to get rich, y'all. I'm just trying to eat a Sammy, dog.
What's your next pitch? You want to start printing money at home?
I feel like all the pitches are food related or stamp related.
Yeah.
Well, that was my first pitch, so I'm coming in hot on this one.
So
you either
again,
love it or hate it.
Are you finding the the company that sells the hole punch at
It's
Subway?
a community, dude.
No,
Number
you
one,
need
it's
like
a
a
Community
mold.
of schemers. You need someone on just
You need
befriend
someone
a
on the
dude at
inside.
Subway, and he'll get you.
Right, but I'm trying to build a company, dude. It's not about me. It's about the community
I'm
that
gonna-
I'm trying to build.
I'm just going to remind you that this is fraud, so you can't really build a company. I think this is a solo man mission.
I don't think they could even charge you for fraud because it's so sad and lame.
They would just make you go live with your dad. You're not allowed to be on your own anymore. All right, well, I think that was,
Not a good idea.
definitely not your best idea. It's a borderline a crime.
Let's agree.
No way to monetize
Let's agree that
it.
there's something there.
There's something there if you want to save $10.
Well, let's talk about the club shit. Like, if you go to a club, it could be $30, and then you get that exit stamp. You get
Dude, below the bouncer. Come on.
Yeah, it's
Been
Classic.
doing that since
So
middle
I
school.
guess at the club
right.
that might
Good
be
point, David.
fair. The club might be fair. It's like, let's find out. Again, I don't know if it's a business. You're just finding the people who make the wristbands and
Right,
being
but,
like,
all
give
right,
me some of those.
So that's straight scheming. It ain't all
That
about
is a
making money.
scheming,
It's
that's
about
true.
building a better world.
Okay, so let's.
Steve Jobs said, no, Bill Gates. One of
That's
them.
true. So maybe we find the middleman. We'll be like, hey, we'll give you 80% of what you make. I think we would have to pay a little bit more to like entice him to sell it to us.
Grease the bouncer. I've greased the bouncer one time in my life, and it was at a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, it was,
It's
yeah.
the saddest thing
That was
in the
just a
world.
really tall dude who was waiting for a table, by the way. And you gave him $40.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, a tall,
That was
jacked dude.
That was sad. Sad state of affairs, Davey.
All right, so Jeff, you want to basically hustle Subway out. You want to find out their stamps, start a community, start passing around the stamps, passing around the hole punchies.
I call it Feed the Nation.
Feedthenation.net.
That's right.
Don't make it sound like it's some humanitarian effort. It's
But that's the point. That's how we trick people, and then they're like, "What is this, man? This is so